This is Business and Economy Network.
Okay. Hello viewers, glad to know you are watching your program. This is Business and Economy Network. My name is still Peter Nwuche. Wherever you are watching the program, those of you in Abuja, Port Harcourt, Ilorin, Sokoto, those of you watching via the internet outside the shores of Nigeria, well, I want to say thank you so very much for keeping faith with our program. On behalf of everybody in the house, I want to say thank you so very much once again. Well, the program is loaded. We are looking at various sectors of the Nigerian economy, and we have experts in the house to throw their light on this very unique program. And it's educative, incisive, and in-depth. I'll be back after the time out. Don't touch the dial.
FOCI is the ombudsman for all construction industries in Nigeria. If you are registered to practice construction work in Nigeria, you are expected to be a member of FOCI. If you are not, then there are a lot of benefits that you are missing. FOCI has the like of Moss Engineering Services Limited, which is my company, the like of Cetraco, PW, Julius Berger, Costain, Kappa and Alberto, etc., almost about 120 members at the moment. And that's why we're saying for those that are practicing in the construction industry, if they are not yet members of FOCI, then there's a lot that they're missing, because we look at the interest primarily of all members with relationship to their job. We look at areas of their difficulties, and we try to brainstorm and see how we can help ourselves within the industry. Members look at areas where there are shortages of equipment and try to assist one another in ensuring the project that is given to them is done effectively to fruition within the limits of constraint that may be created by the client. We have quite a lot of our members in the infrastructural sector of the roads. And if you look presently in Lagos State, you will see that the major roads are handled by either Julius Berger or PW. And of course, we also can say that some roads are being handled by the like of CC or other companies. But the major ones with least disturbance to traffic flow are handled by members of FOCI. And this is where we are saying that the contribution we give to the environment is much more than others we give. You will notice there is a present construction work on my street at the moment. We're already having the strain being put to us by the contractor. But look at areas where work is being carried out by other members of FOCI, which is with less strain. I've only mentioned Lagos as an example. All over the country, we have all our members participating in road construction, but there's so much make it to create the benefit for you and I. Because the road that is being done is to create comfort for road users, whether you are hiring a taxi, or you are on Keke Marwa, or you are driving your own vehicle. But what gain is it for you when the road construction is on and you are stuck in the traffic created by the road contractor? I think our members know very well that such things is heavily discouraged, and that they should create easy path for members when road constructions are going on. For any job that the contractor is handling, there has been a prior design, and the body of consultant engineers in Nigeria would have handled that part of it. So when you're now talking about the execution of the contract, definitely we have to work together. You cannot work in isolation of the designers. And where there are problems, 2 years ago we had a seminar on the collapse structure in Nigeria. And of course, we did it in consultation with the structural institution of Nigeria to be able to bring out the faults and the areas of problem when you are talking about collapse structure. So in effect, no construction body can work without the other party that have been primary designers of the particular project. For Koren is a body that registers all engineers and all construction companies in the country with a view to ensuring that at least they are here to practice good engineering that is required for the implementation of the job, but only registration to practice. I'm not saying that for you to register with Ministry of Works, for you to register with Lagos State to perform, or any other state for that matter, it is not required. All these are primary requirements even before Koren can even look at you. And we will also not register anybody with FOCI unless we've seen that you've registered with Ministry of Works or you are even be duly given accreditation by Koren. NSC is the what you can call the umbrella body for all practicing engineers in Nigeria. And if you are not a registered engineer in Nigeria as a person, then you are not worthy to be called an engineer. Therefore, you cannot sit in the board or in the project management team of any organization and say you are practicing engineering. So you have to go through the statutory requirements, the tests, the exams that are required by the General Institute of Engineers, and ablaze yourself regularly with update in the development of engineering. So all of us work together, and that's why we invite ourselves to seminars, celebrations, consultation as BBNST jointly for the development of engineering in Nigeria. Project management in its entirety, I can say, is not lacking. But generally, when you look at the what we call the multinational companies, they tend to come in with highly experienced project managers who probably have handled several of these type of projects where they come from, and they come in with experience of what they have seen and how they've been able to solve them. But when you now talk about Nigerian-based engineers or contractors, there are a lot of constraints you get along the line. Take for example, project management. It's easy to draw up a plan. I want to do this job and finish and start on the day one and finish day Z. But the question is, what are the three parameters you put into it? The machinery that are required to execute the job, do you have it? The technical know-how in terms of manpower to execute the job, do you have it? And in a situation in Nigeria, as can be seen, equipment is the bane. But these multinationals tend to have the support of their country in the procurement of equipment they use for the job. And that's why you see them with big equipment on their plan. But we don't get the support of the federal government of Nigeria or any state government in procurement of equipment. And that's why Nigerian-based companies are lacking in project management. If they have opportunity to have equipment to use, I can bet you they will compete alongside with the foreign counterparts. And it's better for us to compete rather than be put on the second fiddle. And I know that the foreign partners or the foreign big companies will equally be happy that they have big Nigerians that are now ready to work side with them because the terrain is big. I don't think in terms of infrastructural development, Nigeria has done 20%. So it's still very, very big. So Nigerian-based contractors should be encouraged by government by having adequate equipment for use, for them to now have manpower which they are going to develop along that over the years.
My name is Olubumi Adekoje. As a graduate of engineering from the University of Benin, I graduated 1985 from the University of Benin with a degree in engineering. Over the years, I've moved from core engineering more into human resource, people management, training, administration, industrial relations, and here I am now in FOCI. As we also discussed with you earlier, engineering is not necessarily male-dominated. It depends on the ability one has and the flair. From a young age, I discovered that was a flair I had, and I enjoyed studying it. I did not consider it whether male or female-dominated. It was of interest, and it was interesting to study engineering. And so over the years, I found myself maybe with more males than females around me, but we're all human beings. Well, when we look at the Nigerian state, based on the fact that we're a very big country with lots of needs, we still have a long way to go in infrastructural development in Nigeria. And we find that as a result, our partners, our members have a lot of work to do in ensuring that Nigeria reaches the right state of infrastructural development. We have a long way to go. We are not there yet, but you find that every year we are improving. We are putting more things in place to make Nigeria that place of our dreams. I would say there's a level playing field. If we compare it to a football match, let's compare it to a football match, for instance. If I pick the top teams of the world and take them to the World Cup, and I bring somebody from somewhere that has not had enough time to practice, you'll be sure that there will be only a level where that person can get to. In as much as the rules are the same, it's the same rule for both the big player and the small player. Each player has to develop the skills and has to play out his best. In FOCI, we admit both Nigerian. You'll even find with the indigenization decree, we are basically Nigerian. Some might have some level of foreign influence, but our companies are basically Nigerian companies. But if you're talking of the one-man startup businesses, in construction, there are different roles for different people. There's a job that can only be done by those that have the expertise of hundreds of years in the in construction, because of the kind of expertise that is required. But even within that job, there are smaller jobs that can be done by younger organizations or companies that don't have that amount of expertise. So I believe there's a level playing field. Each person, each organization can actually carve a niche for itself and be a perfect at doing what it does. We have some of our members that all they do roofing sheets. And that is their specialization. We have some members that all they do is they do foundations. They prepare foundations for others. So when you're talking about any kind of foundation, you know, oh, I have to go to XYZ to get my foundations right. That is specialization. What I would love to see our Nigerian, our younger startups focus on are those small jobs that the bigger companies actually don't have time for. And the jobs that they're begging to be taken. You are looking at plumbing works. We have challenges. Why can't we be good at those? We've had issues of some organizations saying, oh, they had to cross our borders to West African nations to get good tilers. Why? Would we say that within Nigeria we don't have those expertise? Now, that's not talking about the core engineering skills, but I do believe that the field is level, no matter where it's being played. It now depends on the player to make sure he's ready to play the game right.
In every economy, the construction industry occupies a very significant position, and Nigeria is no exception. The activities of local industry operators are also vital to the achievement of national socio-economic development goals of providing shelter, roads, infrastructure, bridges, etc. S&M Nigeria Ltd, a construction outfit incorporated in Nigeria, has the baton in its hands.
S&M Nigeria Ltd is a construction outfit, road, infrastructure, bridges, waterways, stadium, and other form of construction generally. And it was established in 2011 by myself, just for us to buttress that what we are bringing expatriates to do in Nigeria. I want to make to showcase that it is possible for a Nigerian to do exactly what other foreign companies are doing in Nigeria. So, and for that purpose, I want to try to lay an example of what it is possible for us within Nigeria by Nigerians.
Since its inception in 2001, the organization has over the years executed a variety of projects for a wide range of clientele, from small private developments to large government projects, which makes them unique and flexible in project management. More so, S&M Nigeria Ltd has successfully managed multiple projects running throughout the country. These same attributes also contributed to its being awarded the prestigious title of Best Contractor of the Year Award 2007.
We are not only adjudged by Buhari Area Council as the best construction company that worked with them in 2007. As of today, we are still adjudged the best construction company as far as the area councils in FCT are concerned. If you need very fast and very durable job that you can rely upon, then you call S&M Nigeria Ltd. We did jobs in Abaji Area Council, Kuali Area Council, Kuje Area Council, Amak, and almost all the 6 area councils in FCT. There are roads we have done that you can even go and see right from right now, if you live here, to go and have a look at, that has spent over 7 years, 8 years, and that the road is almost about 8 kilometers. And as I'm talking to you, there have never been a pothole, not even one, throughout the length of the road. And it has been, we did it about 8 years ago. The other ones we did about 6-7 years ago. If 8 years ago is not having pothole, then you should not expect any pothole on those ones. And these are roads spanning almost about 10 kilometers. So they are there to see. And if you are going along, since you come from Lagos, if you are not going by air, I will just endorse your diligence to say, pass by, and just you can drive along the road. And you know, seeing is believing. So, and every other area council where we have worked, even including FCT, and that is FCTA, Federal Ministry of Work, and every other place, I am very happy to tell you that you can go to any director or whoever we have worked with, and you just ask the question from whoever and say, what is S&M and what can they do? So I am proud to say that one with all happiness, that S&M, we are meeting up what I felt I wanted to showcase, and it is still going on. And we are just starting. We want to continue. Yes, I want to show that it is possible for a Nigerian to manage a firm, or to even for Nigerians to manage Nigeria itself. We don't need foreigners to manage our affairs. Not until when a white man comes. I know they are good partners in progress, but at least if we are sincere to ourselves and we remove so many of the bad things that we, all of us, know about ourselves, if we have to say it point blank, then we will be able to achieve what we want to achieve. Part of the thing is that once S&M is mentioned anywhere worldwide, I want to see how, because you ask of a legacy I want to leave, that it will be that, oh, you have given that job to the company, yes, it's done. So that nobody is having any doubt whether it will be an abandoned job or whether it will be shortly done or whatever it is. So anybody can call us from any part of the world and say, look, the company is what we know and is what we recognize. We have done, or we have taken about 56 projects since inception, and we have completed 51. The remaining 5 are ongoing. So we have never abandoned a single project since the inception of S&M Nigeria Ltd. Even though there are some of the projects we have not been paid for over 3 years. But for whatever job you give to S&M, and I append my signature in the agreement, consider the work done.
Unemployment in Nigeria is one of the most critical problems the country is facing. Therefore, the management of S&M Limited deems it fit to contribute to the reduction of this menace in Nigeria, which stands as a threat to the economy, by employing the services of Nigerian youths in executing most of its field projects.
The immediate thing you will try to do is to involve the youths that are jobless in the community. Some of them, because there are some labor jobs that you need to actually do on the site. All those ones, I already told my project managers, which wherever you are given the job, try to see if you can source for the labor within the area, instead of you taking the labor from the head office or to go to that area. It is only when you cannot get the labor that you need for that purpose, then they have to report to me, and then we now see how we can get something so that we can do the quality job they needed. The security issues too are handled by the local people, so that if we appoint one of them and say, look, our equipments are here, our properties are here, building, the construction equipment, materials are here, then we ask somebody and we hand over and say, look at this, and then we employ them for the purpose. More at the end of the day, some of them may be so good that we have to take them and bring them to the head office so that we can now use them, assuming we have shortfall in other areas, so that we use them like that. That's number one. And then number two, we see, in as much as we are doing a very quality job, at times I go out of my ways, because when the designer or when you are awarded the job, you find out that there may be plus or minus in some of the things that they actually ask you to do. And you know very well that if you have to follow strictly with what you are asked to do, there may be some minor things that if you don't do may lead to the failure of your structure quickly. So I will tell my manager, how much is it costing us? When I look at it, I will now direct and say, this thing has to be done like this. You do it, and we don't even ask for the cost from the client. At times, this kind of arrangement I'm telling you may run into like even 10-15 million. So these are the things those are the things that we have been adding as a secret that has been making all this road to last long. And then somebody may do a similar road, even in the same area, and you find out that one is not lasting. Well, you say, what happened? Then, but you see S&M is standing. So these are the little things that we try to put to help the community too. And if there is chance that we have to give them water, or we give them some other things, or maybe the community head then has some little things to do, we try to help them. Even if we have to go to a farm whereby we carry some laterite and we find out that it's affecting somebody's daily living, we can call him and say, okay, so amount of money you take, so that because we have taken this in there, and then we now level the place back so that he can continue his farming after we must have finished our work. These are the things that we try to do.
Welcome back, viewers. This is where time will permit us. This is where we draw the wrap for the program. I want to say thanks and thanks and thanks again. Without you, where would you have been? Whatever you are and whatever you do, always believe in yourself. Brace it up and think and think. Definitely, you'll be a success. I will see you at the top. Stay blessed.